the honest truth is that he might get to 200 million. I feel like this fight's getting closer and closer. It's too big of a fight to leave on the table. Everybody wants to see this fight because a Mexican fighter from Mexico, is a fighter of honor. He doesn't care about money. But it seems like Canelo now, the more money he's getting, he's like, man, fuck the people. I'm gonna fight the easiest fights possible, and if you have a problem with it, fuck you too. That's basically what he's saying. What he's saying, that he's Mexican, he can do whatever he wants, he's a king. So it's crazy because that's what type of fighter representing Mexico. I mean, you can call me whatever you want. You say I'm a hater, this and that, but De La Hoya never did that shit. Marco Antonio Barrera never did that shit. Juan Manuel Marquez never did that. They fought the best of the best. We're going to talk to WBC and really see what's going on with that. But we're really going to make a strong case to make this fight happen in September.
That was David Benavidez on ESN News. He was getting his hair cut. He had a lot to say about Canelo Alvarez, and he believes the fight is close to being made with Canelo Alvarez. Benavidez says after he's done with his bout in June against Volstik in a couple of weeks, he will go to the WBC, Mauricio Solomon, and see if they can make the Canelo fight in September. So I have a lot of questions when it comes to David Benavidez. Is he going to fight Volstik in June and come back down to 168 for a September fight? And by the way, Canelo has a mandatory against William Skoll that's been mandated by the IBF. How's that going to go? And what about the funds? $200 million. We know Turkey Al-Sheikh's not going to pay for that because he's lobbying for a Terence Crawford Canelo fight in December, in which I heard he's already trying to put that together. So it won't be Turkey Al-Sheikh paying the $200 million bill for Canelo. And to be honest, at least for right now, Turkey Al-Sheikh is showing no interest in that fight. So who's going to pay the $200 million bill? It's not just Canelo you're paying for it. You got to pay Benavidez, you got to pay the undercard boxers. Basically, you got to pay for the whole event. Now, I'm not saying Canelo's not worth $200 million because I believe you're worth what you can get. If someone's going to pay you $200 million, then you're worth $200 million. My question is, and it's always been my question, who's going to pay him that money? Nobody can give me a straight answer. And when I ask that question, I'm a hater. And all I'm asking is a question. Because the guy that I thought had the ability to pay for that money is not interested in this fight. Now we know Canelo has the best resume in boxing, but Benavidez has forgotten that, and he's talking about the now. Benavidez questions Canelo on being a real Mexican champion. And he says because Canelo does not care about the people no more, he's going to do what he wants and make the easiest fight and what's best for him. He does not care about his fans anymore. That's according to David Benavidez. He compares him to Oscar De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera. He said they fought the best and did not price themselves out of fights. And he feels they fought the best opponents until the end. In other words, Benavidez believes that Canelo went Hollywood. He feels he no longer represents Mexico like the past champions, and he no longer cares what the fans want. Benavidez feels that he represents Mexico more than Canelo does. Now, my opinion on this is that Canelo has been putting in work for a long time. He earned the right to pick and choose, but I'm a greedy boxing fan, so I want to see the Canelo Benavidez fight, and I think it's going to be a huge fight. So he has a right to ask for a handsome payday. I don't know if it's going to be $200 million, but he definitely deserves more money than he was getting in the Magia fight. Anyway, what do you think about David Benavidez's comments? By the way, before I get some stupid-ass comments, I do believe Canelo is a true Mexican champion. I think what's funny about the whole situation is that Benavidez says basically Canelo does not represent Mexico anymore. He went Hollywood. But on the other side of his mouth, he will say something like, well, the fight is close to being made. Leave your thoughts and comments below. And Jay Beezy, I'm gone.